Everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. It's been pretty strong, pretty nice lately. I don't know about this Isaac's Heart thing. It's the RZA 2 GTVN. Stats are one thing, right? What's the other thing? Well, I'm not sure. Well, we don't need to worry about creep, so that's okay. But the other thing is that we have Isaac's Heart. Isaac's Heart is probably one of the, jeez Louise, one of the hardest items to win with. I wouldn't get yourself too hyped about the possibility of a deal with the devil on this floor. I have noticed, I think I'm thankful for this. We have a jar of flies instead of the jar. Why one of them has to be jar of flies, the other one couldn't be like can of hearts or something like that, I'll never know. But at least this gives us a little bit more offense. Excuse me, how did that shot thread the needle? I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Run. This is gonna be a real issue. As of right now, just eat it. Use the flies, dude. I don't want to use the flies until, like, you know, pivotal moments, but you gotta do what you gotta do. As of right now, I think our best chances of success really hinge on getting a deal with the devil, despite the fact that our odds are pretty bad. If we could get, I mean, I don't even know how I feel about $3 bill here, but if that could happen, there could be a chance on this run. Barring that, I wouldn't necessarily get your hopes too high. This is, it's very spotty. This is a very, very spotty run. $3 bill helps slightly. Honestly, as long as we're talking, you know, literally any item that's useful, I could probably be, yo, that's actually pretty helpful. I could, please tell me it still works with Isaac's Heart. It does, thankfully. I could probably be persuaded to think that, like, an orbital is a really good get. Obviously, like, if we could get Pyromaniac or something like that. Nah, sorry, we already have Pyromaniac. If we can get Kamikaze, that would be a good start. I think just picking up an item like Pyromaniac has totally changed the meta for us. It has not made it, I would still say, to be 100% honest, that a loss is probably more likely than a win. And I firmly believe that, but certainly this is a major improvement for us. Like, we needed some item to shake it up, and thankfully we got some item to shake it up. I don't want to take damage here. Okay, but what I was about to say, so it's very fitting, is taking damage against Pin doesn't really matter that much. It would be ideal to not take damage against our next enemy, so we could maintain, I don't know, like an 18% chance of a deal with the devil or whatever. 36, okay. 18 is if you have one more floor of penalties. So I think the thing with the Widow here is we don't want to use all of our bombs. How did that not... Okay, fair enough. It's over. Forget your deal with the devil chance. Just go to freaking town. I'm still stunned that bomb didn't hit. It was like the fly blocked the explosion. It's okay, though. Regardless. No deal with the devil. I think just tankiness is valuable for us. Dude, do we have to get marbles on, like, absolutely every single run? I don't know. I guess I shouldn't be negative, but, like, it did give us a damage upgrade, so it's kind of the wrong thing to be negative about. However, kind of sick of seeing marbles on every single boss room. Sorry, on every single run. You couldn't see it on every single boss room, because that would be ridiculous. What are you supposed to do with 18 trinkets, you know? Anyway, what am I talking about? I don't know. Prepare yourself. It's going to be another strategy-focused Isaac run. This is one where, you know, user piloting seems like it's gonna make a huge difference. Should not be using bombs to find secret rooms. As soon as I put it down, I was like, don't do that. We need those bombs for survival purposes. Interesting. I think that our own skill, and that's the scary thing here. Not scary because we're, you know, not capable of getting it done, but scary because, you know, it's 100% in our control. You know, we're Sully right now, you know, trying to land the plane in the Hudson. We've trained for this. And, well, I mean, I guess... I don't know if Sully trained to land his plane in the Hudson after a goose strike, but if he didn't, he should play more flight simulators. It happens all the time. But secondarily, you know, no one could blame you for losing this run, and perhaps that's the most dangerous line of reasoning of all, because it makes a loss seem less catastrophic. I am going to just drop this. I don't support holding that card just in case we press the spacebar and, well, I guess spacebar wouldn't work, but just in case we press Q by accident, anything could happen. None of the other trinkets are that valuable. I think you just stay where you're at right now. And accept the fact that because we didn't get a deal with the devil from the shop, there will be no... Or sorry, because we didn't get a spirit heart from the shop, there will be no deal with the devil chance. Sorry. It's the first video of the day. There's a couple truths about YouTube. Last video of the day, both play and commentary suffer. First video of the day, play is usually pretty strong. Commentary has a couple of issues, you know? That's why you warm up. That's why most professional gaming YouTubers just yeet their first video of the day. It's the honest to goodness truth, and I definitely did not just make that up. If you're committed to providing high quality content, you just throw your first hour of work in. I can't believe we got in front of that guy. That's amazing. Just throw your first hour of work in your trash. Try running that one by your boss. Boss, first hour of work's not that good. What if I just practiced filling out some of these forms, but never submitted them, and then we started again at 10 a.m.? They would probably not be particularly excited, but hey, man, very few... Go ahead. Very few people can recognize truly innovative ideas when they see them for the very first time, you know? Sometimes it requires a little bit more finesse. Why did you back up? Isaac's Heart is a very dangerous item when it comes to the comments. Because people are always like, Isaac's Heart is a good item. You can play deals with the devil for free. All you have to do is literally never walk backwards and you'll never be hit. Unfortunately, it's very, very difficult to never walk backwards. Because it keeps you in harm's way at all times. So, I think it's disingenuous. That's my take on it. It's disingenuous to suggest that that's the... You know, that it's just operator error, but you may disagree. Very happy to see 8-inch nails, don't get me wrong. It's a super, oh geez, good damage enabler, okay. I mean, it's not a damage enabler, it's damage. This is where you just thank God that you have, I think we're not going to stand there for that, just in case they were poisoned. You thank God you've got Pyromaniac. Honestly, maybe the ideal item for us. Not in that it gives us a free win, but in that it made the win plausible without making it so easy that it would be maybe a little bit boring to watch. Just don't let him touch you. If he hits you with a bomb, that's okay. Just don't let him touch you. Okay, we got a 36% chance yet again. Guy! You ever played Dodgeball well, on the playground or in, like, gym class growing up? That's what this run feels like to me right now. It feels like I'm playing Dodgeball. You know, if somebody throws a ball at your head, they throw a ball at your arms or legs, there's no problem. They throw a ball at your head, you duck. They throw a ball at your arms, you kind of twist. They throw a ball at your legs, you jump over the ball. The way that they get you is if... Beautiful. If somebody throws a ball right at your center of mass, there's nothing you could do. You know, you gotta move your whole body in order to get your torso out of the way. You might be able to throw in a little twist or something like that, and now and then it'll get you out of the way, but the center of mass is the perfect place to shoot if you're trying to hit someone in Dodgeball. That's how I feel about 80% of the time we get hit with Isaac's heart. It's like, I see the shot coming, but it takes, it's like trying to get a hit off with Joey in Children of Morta. You know, the very large hammer man. It takes so long for the moves to actually move you. It's tough to make it work. Come on, we got one more fly. Thank you, thank you. We will peep this. It would be nice to get Humbling Bundle. Honestly, Humbling Bundle is okay. We don't need to worry about creep. We don't need to worry about creep. Humbling Bundle would be sick for a variety of reasons. The big one is honestly double bombs equals basically double survivability. So, yikes. This is, just want to kill that enemy as soon as possible, which is true in literally every circumstance in this entire game. However, is doubly true when there's basically no effective way for us to dodge the shots there. I don't want to get my hopes up, not too much at least, but there is a genuine chance that we could actually have a shot at getting a deal with the devil. That's not gonna help. Just get yourself out of harm's way, pop these bad boys right here. A deal with the devil, you know, is the kind of thing it's a little silly to get excited about. Actually, I think Gertie is fairly tough to dodge in these circumstances. Run, run, run. Thank you. You gotta stay real agile. You gotta stay real quick. However, the real reason I was gonna say you don't want to get too excited about it is because, you know, have you seen some of the deals with the devil available in this game? Come on, come on, come on, come on. It's just a perfect fight. 100% chance, a tears upgrade, and 3 red chests. It's fine. That was not fine, but it didn't matter that much. This is honestly, it's a bit of a kick in the teeth, but at the same time, at least we do get a deal with the angel chance now. You know, the wafer would be not the wafer. I mean, the wafer would be good, yes, but Holy Mantle is what I meant. Holy Mantle would be a very solid improvement to the quality of this run. And, like, the quality of pretty much every run you've ever had. It's a nasty hit right there. I'm definitely not feeling safe. I'm feeling secure. Oh, cool. Not that it mattered, but I'm feeling secure temporarily. Like, I think for the next few floors, we should have very, very low chances of finding ourselves too far under the gun. But definitely not feeling like super confident here. On the bright side, I mean, there is no negative side, basically because of the existence of, sure, why not? Because of the existence of Pyromaniac, but we will be able to buy Humbling Bundle. We still have our item room on this floor as well. And the HP it's HP. It's always going to be worth something. So, I don't know, man. I'll tell you, this is not... Maybe it's ideal, and I look bad by complaining. But, you know, you boot up a run 10 a.m. on a Thursday. It's like walking into the office. Your boss is like, hey, by the way, the building's on fire. But you can't leave. You got to put it out. You know, okay. I'll try. I mean, I have not been trained in the firefighting arts, as it were. But I suppose you got to do what you got to do. Let's preserve deal with the devil chance on the next floor, hopefully, in the stars card. We have plenty of keys, but to get the items faster would be very nice. So now, oh, thank God, we have Isaac's heart. Who would have thought I'd ever say that? For now, oh my lord. Oh, he's losing it. For now, everything's okay. All right, all right, all right. Curse of the Maze. Irrelevant. Flush. Stars. Insulting. An insulting item at this point. Jar of Flies is definitely better than good enough. Lemon Party. I don't know. You can place your bets right now. You think this is a dub or an L? Is it a dub like I wanted the Vancouver Canucks to get last night? Or is it an L like they actually got? Thanks to the existence of Canadian wunderkind Connor McDavid. I leave that up to you. You can make your predictions. I gotta be honest, after the last floor, this is the first time the CNN is now projecting an egg victory. Previously, it was a toss-up. It was undecided. We've now come to terms with the fact that a win is probably more likely here. But, you know, the worst and the enemy of caution is confidence. That's not a real idiom, and in fact, you might say those are wise words. I don't know if I would say that they're wise words. I just made it up off the top of the dome piece. But, you know, you know my perspective. Essentially, all idioms are bad, in my opinion. Take care of the pennies, the pounds take care of themselves. Absolutely, the worst by far. Don't buy packs of gum, and you'll be able to afford a house. That's not a logical extreme. That's just, I mean, that's the spirit of the bit. How about take care of the pounds and also take care of the pennies? Take care of both the pounds and pennies equally because they're both money. How does that sound? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. That's probably the closest I come to an idiom that I think is universally applicable. I can't think of a good situation in which an ounce of prevention is not worth a pound of cure. I'm not saying they don't exist, but I think you got to get fairly far into Fantasyland territory. It's almost always easier if you see a problem coming to head it off at the pass, make changes that make it less likely to come to pass, or decrease the severity of it when it comes to pass, instead of just hoping things don't happen that way, and then when they do, being like, there's nothing I could do, dude. Dare I suggest we may... I'm not worried about devil or angel here. Run. Dare I suggest we may have a chance at boss rush? Run. I don't really care to do boss rush, but with an Emperor card, we could get ourselves out of a jam. It's not a big deal. We will leave. I don't know, man. It's, I'm up and down on this run. Like what Sean does in Ram Ranch. Yeah, Sean. Up and down. You know, I've been on the internet a long time. Every generation thinks they're the ones that invented strange YouTube videos. Oh, don't look it up. Don't look it up. You'll get grossed out. You're forgetting, I was part of the 2 girls 1 cup generation. We invented reaction videos. And the railroad. Not true, but I thought maybe, you know, while I had you, try to push for a little bit more recognition for millennials, you know? While I had you on the line. Okay, not a great item. I would really like, by the way, hello Judgment. I would really like for you to provide to me an HP upgrade. That's what you normally provide. I would like to see it. I thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You have fulfilled the role that you almost always fulfill. And I really appreciate that. So pretty soon, we're going to get into strategic Jar of Flies territory. What was that awful sound? For now, you know, Jar of Flies, we're just kind of using it as supplemental damage. This run has not hit the point of complete safety, obvious victorious status, etc., etc. In order for us to get there, we need to go through... Oh, creep doesn't hurt us, that's right. Just absorb that shot. We need to get a little bit more damage, I think. Please don't put the heart into the fire. I think 2 of those buys you a lot. Might as well. Okay. We're not going to be able to do boss rush. That's fine. We can save the Emperor card. And use that... to be honest, use that to skip the entirety of the Womb 1. Seems like the most pressing possible way to use that. Really, I think this run comes down to keeping your bombs alive. The more bombs you can store, the better off you're going to be. And if you can also keep your HP high so you never have to, or hopefully rarely at least, have to deploy bombs in a panic situation, I think we got everything we could ask for. So there's like 12 luck downs in here. Range down. One makes you small. Horf. Perks. Just an assortment of essentially completely useless items. So, against Mom, thank God we got an amazing $3 bill effect. I don't even know what it was. Probably like Polyphemus, to be honest. But that let us get a lot of leverage early. If you could beat Mom with Isaac's Heart without taking a hit, you have placed yourself in like the top... I don't know, maybe Isaac's Heart doesn't get hurt by the foot, but you've placed yourself in the upper echelon of Isaac players. Let me put it that way. We did get a deal with the Angel. I will take the Polaroid. I don't really like either of those items right now. I understand the value of Scapular if you're trying to go for... if you have enough space left on the run that you can, you know, like realistically create situations where you can use it to, I don't know, farm infinite plays on a blood bank or something like that. But, you know, we kind of like literally already have that. Little Steven is okay. I actually, by doing that room, I've come to terms with the fact that we picked up Censor, which was actually like a really solid choice on that fight. Slowing enemies down when they get close to us is going to raise our odds of getting the heck out of the way when the going gets tough. But this is... Oh my god, please. Let me out. This is definitely not a situation... You're not going to leave this run, or I'm not going to leave this run, at least, and be like, you know, oh, I've got a newfound appreciation for Isaac's Heart. Everything that we've done on this run, you gotta avoid the conflation of causation and correlation, you know? Just because Isaac's Heart exists on this run does not mean Isaac's Heart is an asset, you know? Isaac's Heart is a debt right now. We're winning in spite of it, not because of it. You also have to avoid the conflation of correlation doesn't equal causation bias. And this is something that I talk about now and then. There's like 3 stages of galaxy brain. The first one is correlation equals causation. The second one is correlation never equals causation. The third one is correlation doesn't equal causation, but sometimes it does. It's kind of, it's the internet, right? The internet, individual people on the internet, no problem. But en masse, sometimes it can be a little touchy, you know? You notice patterns in groups. It's like that very famous Tommy Lee Jones quote from Men in Black, where he says, "Flush me, Jay, flush me." No, of course I was gonna go for, you know, people. People are nice. Or sorry, a person is smart. People are dumb. You know, you always see it online. Recency bias, that's observer bias, that's the Dunning-Kruger effect. That's an example of the Voight-Kampff phenomenon. And I'm like, you know, Wikipedia has made you dangerous, sir. You know just enough to not recognize how little you know. You know what I mean? Just because you know a lot of terms and logical fallacies does not make you Professor Emeritus at the Socrates School of Rhetoric. Okay. In theory, nope, never mind. If we just oscillate back and forth as quickly as possible, it becomes very difficult. Hey, where'd you come from? It becomes very difficult for us to get hit here. This is a new one for me. I'm just gonna start placing some bombs down. This is an example of being proactive. We have 31 of them. It's very, very solid. Why? Don't even try to dodge it, dude. Okay, at least thank you for trying to dodge some of them. Didn't get our 0.5% odds, huh? That's a real surprise to me. Okay, still got 27 bombs. That's one for the exact amount of dresses that Katherine Heigl wore in the James Marsden Katherine Heigl film 27 Dresses. You might say, NL, how did you know that? Well, I mean, it's right there in the title of the movie. That's not really... That's like a $100 question on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. That's not like your $32,000 option there. You know what I mean? You might say, NL, have you ever seen that movie? I would say yes. And I would provide to you a plausible explanation of how it happened. This is 100% true. I went on a bus trip to New York City with my parents when I was 20 years old. New York City is, I mean, it's you don't have to justify taking a trip to New York City. You know, it's one of the largest cities in the world. It's a cultural hotbed. It's a worldwide tourism destination. But anyway, it's definitely romanticized here as much as it's probably romanticized, you know, in other places on the earth as well. So I went on a bus trip to New York with my parents, and, you know, it was a long trip. We were on the bus for like, I don't know, maybe like 9 or 10 hours. Hit some traffic, but still. I don't know, this is not necessarily germane to the point, but I'm just building the moment, okay?
Lemon party.
No, we snuck out. Anyway, because of the fact that, you know, this is like a lifetime, and I don't mean this to sound insulting. I appreciate the golden bombs, dude. Because of the fact that this is like a once-in-a-lifetime tourism destination for a lot of people, you know, the whole trip, it wasn't just like, hey, put your headphones in and enjoy the ride in New York City. It was like, they were playing, you know, I want to be a part of it, New York, New York, like over and over. We did like a New York trivia quiz on the way. We watched movies themed around New York City. Oh, what'd you watch? Like, you know, some all-time... Did you watch Taxi Driver? No. No, we did not watch Taxi Driver. Oh, did you watch Manhattan? Let's just ignore the weird connotations that movie has. It is still considered a classic. No, we did not watch Manhattan. You know what we did watch? Sounds similar, is very different. We watched the Jennifer Lopez movie, Made in Manhattan, where, you know, she is janitorial staff for a hotel. It's basically Pretty Woman, but she gets romanced by Ralph Fiennes, and, you know, you get the... Anyway, So we watched that, and we watched 27 Dresses. What a strange room, but I'm very stoked to see Booger Tears. And we watched a movie about two 10-year-olds falling in love called... It's called Little Manhattan, maybe? Of all the movies made about New York, I have no idea why we watched... Like, Made in Manhattan, I get. And it was not very good. But I understood it. I was like, you know, the average age of a person on this trip is like, you know... The average person on this trip, I'm just gonna level with you, it was like a middle-aged, small-town Canadian woman. Okay? Made in Manhattan caters to that demographic. It does not cater to the demographic of 20-year-old, cynical college students who think they're smarter than everybody else. So, you know, it's not a movie that's made for me, but I understood that if there was a time and place for a public viewing of Made in Manhattan, this is probably one of those such cases. 27 Dresses is a movie without any merits to it whatsoever. I almost feel like these are movies from like a bygone era. I know that sounds like weird, but romantic comedies like that, they were like a dime a dozen when I was growing up. Now I feel like they don't exist as much. And I was thinking like, you know, even just the concept of most of these romantic comedies is usually a little bit silly now. You're like, she's a successful New York architect, but on the other hand, she can't find a boyfriend. And you're like, you know, that's something that I could see causing you stress, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, you're a successful New York architect, you got a huge loft apartment in Manhattan, what are you complaining about, you know? Nowadays, you're like, hey, I don't know if you turned on the news lately, Jennifer Lopez, but the world is on fire. I recognize that, you know, your own romantic problems would cause stress for you as an individual, but it is hard to make compelling viewing in 2019 out of that. You know, it's a different era. Okay, well... Dude, honestly, I understand the meme potential of Tiny Planet. It cannot be taken. It's just too risky. Slipped rib can be taken. Everything else is getting turned into stats. Okay, you know what? You did a great job on that one. I can't blame you. Tiny Planet, just... It's too much uncertainty put into one specific run. We've already conquered a little bit of adversity here, much like, I mean, to be fair, Jennifer Lopez in, you know, Made in Manhattan, she's not a successful New York architect. Instead, she's an incredibly talented actress, model, dancer, and fashion designer playing a member of the working class. So, you know, you see, because you were going to be like, you don't understand, and then I was like, no, but she's like a multi-million. Okay, you get the idea. Regardless, I don't know. Those movies feel weird now. To me, at least. I don't know if anybody else feels the same way. I'm not saying you couldn't do a romantic comedy, you know, in the 1990s, 2000s style now, but... I mean, I heard Always Be My Maybe was pretty good. Of course it was. It has Keanu Reeves in it, and they filmed it at, Newtown Bakery in Chinatown in Vancouver. Gonna take my cash to the Newtown Bakery, gonna buy some steamed pork buns, gonna... That's not a real commercial. I made that up. And as far as I'm concerned, after Lil Nas X decided to bail on his TwitchCon show at the 11th hour, he gives up all of his intellectual property rights as respect to parody. So I think I'm allowed to talk about Old Town Road without getting a copyright strike. Now, I'm not a copyright lawyer, that's just my 2 cents on the subject. I'm also not saying, you know, that the man has not been through some stuff this year, you know, been a successful year, and success, I'm sure, at that level comes with its own unique stresses. Just kind of a bad move to, you know, yeet yourself out of a concert like the day before it's about to happen. But, I mean, I'm also, it's weird because I'm, like, criticizing. It's very tempting to criticize celebrities, but then I'm like, dude, he's like, you know, 11 years younger than me, maybe? I called out sick to work on incredibly short notice for bad reasons 11 years ago. Not on the regular, but did happen from time to time. You know, I'm holding him to perhaps an unreasonably high standard. Now, mind you, I wasn't being paid presumably 5 figures to show up to work. I was being paid, you know, 2 figures. But still, maybe a little bit more compassion is required here. But I wasn't being uncompassionate. I was just telling a joke that pokes fun. A joke that pokes fun. I'm a little surprised, but this run is going to be a dub. I really honestly felt coming into this one that we were, due is maybe not the right word, but that we were likely to find ourselves in a bad situation. But, you know, it never got to the point where it was an obvious victory. Even now, the specter of potential failure, it weighs on us. Like the Iron Mask from Leonardo DiCaprio's film The Man in the Iron Mask. But as every room finishes, we get closer and closer to the end of the run. Basically, mathematically, you just look at this now and you're like, okay. We got 22 bombs. Horse tack is attached. Something, something, something. And the hat to match. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, dude. Getting a win with Isaac's Heart is like... I've already talked many times about being proud of this run. I continue to feel that pride. I think we don't bother hitting Isaac. Oh, thank you, Rib. Yeah, whatever, it's over. I was gonna say you don't bother hitting Isaac with bombs. You just use the bombs to heal yourself. But we made it! Thank God for Pyromaniac. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe to us and more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See you!